This video is on solving equations with variables on both sides. Up till now we've only had a variable on one side of the equation, but now we have them on both sides. The first thing you need to do is start where I put that star. Combine all like terms on either side of the equal sign first. So on the left-hand side, distribute and combine like terms. On the right-hand side, distribute and combine like terms. Once that's done, you're going to find the variable that has the smaller coefficient and move that to the other side of the equal sign. Once your variables are all on one side, then you're going to move the constant to the opposite side. So if you move all the variables to the left, you're going to move all the constants to the right, and vice versa. And then finally, you'll be left with a one-step equation that you can solve. Your first example is 4x plus 3 equals 5x minus 4. There's no like terms on the left, there's no like terms on the right, so now we're going to start moving variables to one side and constants to the other. Since 4x is smaller than 5x, we're going to subtract 4x from both sides because it's positive. Even though there's no plus sign there, you know it's positive. So we're going to minus 4x from each side. On the left-hand side, the 4x's cancel out. Bring down the 3. On the right-hand side, 5x minus 4x is 1x. Bring down the minus 4. Now you just have a one-step equation. The x is on the right, so we need to move all the numbers to the left. Since the 4 is negative, we're going to add 4 to both sides, and x equals 7. Remember, you can always check your answer by plugging back into the original equation. So if you plug in 7 for x, 4 times 7 is 28, plus 3 is 31. 5 times 7 is 35, minus 4 is 31. Since they both equal 31, you did it correctly. Here's a situation where we have to distribute before we can move anything from left to right. So 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 1 is 3. Now everything's combined. You can't combine anything on the left or anything on the right. So find your smaller x, which is 2x in this case. So I'm going to minus 2x from both sides. On the left-hand side, 3x minus 2x is 1x. Bring down the plus 3. On the right-hand side, those cancel out and bring down the 7. And then you're going to minus 3 from both sides. So now we have x equals 4. And again, you can always check by plugging it back in. Here's a situation where we don't have to distribute, but we need to combine like terms on the left-hand side. So 9x plus 4x. Remember, when you're on one side of the equal sign, you just add the numbers together. You don't do the opposite. So 9x plus 4x is 13x minus 8 equals 7x plus 16. Now the smaller x is 7, so I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides. So I have 6x minus 8 equals 16. Now I want to add 8 to both sides because my x's are on the left, so I have to get the numbers on the right. So I'm going to add 8. Now I have 6x equals 24. Divide by 6, and x equals 4 again. This last example is a tricky one. It's a little different than anything we'll really do. So just watch the steps and don't worry so much about the answer. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Bring down the 5. Distribute the 6 on the right-hand side. Combine your like terms on the left-hand side. 6x plus 2 equals 6x plus 6. Now your x's are the same here. Now again, this is rarely going to happen, but I'm going to show you what happens anyway. If I minus 6x from both sides, I get 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 6 is 6. Now you have to ask yourself, does that make sense? Can 2 ever equal 6? No, 2 is not 6. 2 cannot equal 6, and therefore there is no solution to this equation. So again, pay attention to the steps and not so much the answer. Sometimes you'll have a no solution, but sometimes you won't. Try the problems on the worksheet.